G'day and welcome to episode 36 of Trent365. Today is Friday the 5th of January. Respect people's time, even if they don't necessarily respect yours. It's a pretty simple thing, but something that not enough of us do. Let me give you a couple of quick examples. The number of businesses and business people on social media who take the time to put out some content but then totally ignore any comments or responses to that content just blows my mind. If somebody's taking the time to not only read or absorb your content, but then also leave a question or a comment, don't you owe them at least the common courtesy of acknowledging it? Remember, these social media platforms aren't just distribution platforms, they're conversation platforms. And so getting a conversation going is exactly what you should be doing. And okay, if you're getting hundreds and hundreds of comments and you're producing a lot of content, then it's just not practical to reply to them all. And I would always encourage you to do it personally rather than to outsource that reply. But at least make an effort. Any response is better than zero. And let's be honest, for most of us, the volume really isn't that big a problem. As you know, I put out a fair amount of content and I always get comments, certainly not hundreds. I think a few times I've cracked triple digits, but I've always managed to respond to all of them. Okay, maybe I may have missed one or two. I'm not even sure if I have, but I may have, but I'm pretty sure I got them all. Another great example is recruitment. Everyone who takes the time to apply for a position deserves the common courtesy of a reply. Even that fresh college graduate who's got a degree in accounting or philosophy or arts, zero work experience and wants to apply for a spa director's job with the same copy-paste email that they've sent out to another 30 jobs this week. Yes, even them. Even if it's just a copy-paste reply, at least that way you can reconcile yourself with the fact that you've put in the same amount of time and effort that they have. But yes, they deserve a reply. It doesn't have to be instant, even though a lot of people now expect replies instantly. It doesn't have to be today or tomorrow, but it does have to come, and in a timely fashion. Late last year, I got an email from a guy applying for a job for a spa manager position in one of our remote locations. Now, I'm not normally the person that receives spa manager resumes. That's frankly not my job. The HR manager does that, the operations manager, the country manager maybe, and then ultimately the managing director if it's a senior position, but it's usually not something that me as the senior VP gets involved in. And I'm certainly not the guy to receive the first application. But now that I think about it, that's actually a good idea. I really should put more time into doing some spa manager, even spa therapist interviews. I think it's important that the further up the ladder you get, you tend to get away from the frontline positions. So that's a good target for me for 2018. But back to our story, this guy had no spa experience whatsoever, little if any management experience at all, but somehow had managed to find my email and send me the application for a spa director, spa manager position. Now, I could have just forwarded his email onto HR and had them reply, but instead I replied myself. It took me a minute, 2 minutes, to basically tell him that we needed someone with more experience for this position, and end of story. Thanks for your application, thanks for your time. But what about those people who are just trying to sell you something? Well, frankly, if they've taken the time again to get your email address, to personalize that email, to address you as an individual and try and highlight the product that they're selling or the service that they're offering, then why not? I mean, in my case, I'm with a big organization. We have pretty much everything in place that we need, but you never know when there might be something there that is worth looking at for tomorrow. At least it's worth acknowledging the email and saying thanks, but we're not interested now. That's all it takes. It takes a minute or 2 minutes. You do have that amount of time, no matter how busy you think you are. Thanks for tuning in. You can subscribe on iTunes or increasingly more places that you get your podcast, the Google Play Store, for example. I'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.